Hello and a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Laura's Health Haven. I'm Dr. Laura, your companion on this incredible journey to thriving as we age. And today, I'm so excited to share something with you that could truly transform how you experience your golden years. Do you wake up more tired than you went to bed? Feel like your body isn't yours anymore? Imagine this. You're 65, you've lived a full life. You've worked hard, provided, built a family, maybe even retired. But now, you wake up and something's missing, not just your energy, not just your drive, but that quiet inner spark that once made you feel unstoppable. You're not sick, your doctor says your labs are normal, but you know better. You're tired after climbing stairs, you can't focus like you used to. Your desire for sex, for adventure, for life, feels like it's on mute. And here's the part no one tells you. You're not alone. I've seen it over and over again in my clinic. John, 72, came in last fall. He used to race bikes in his 50s, sharp, quick-witted, but now? I'm just slower, Dr. Laura, he said. In my legs, in my head, even in the bedroom. He thought it was just aging, but what if it wasn't? What if this slow fade wasn't your destiny, but a warning sign? A call to recalibrate, not to be 30 again, but to finally feel strong, clear, and confident in your own skin. Here's what the science shows. After age 60, most men experience a drop in testosterone, the hormone that fuels energy, mood, and sexual performance. But that's not all. Your mitochondria, the little engines inside your cells, begin to stall, circulation weakens, even B vitamin absorption starts to fail, leading to mental fog, low stamina, and less blood flow to the parts of your body that crave it most. And if you've stopped pleasuring yourself, stopped being touched, or stopped feeling like a man, that affects your biochemistry too. I'll say it plainly. When a man stops feeling sexually alive, his entire body begins to shut down. But it doesn't have to be this way, so let me ask you, when did you last feel fully alive in your body? Not just fine, not just functional, but vital, turned on, awake. Turn to comment right now. Tell me your age and tell me what energy means to you. Let's build a brotherhood in the comments below, of men who are reclaiming their power. Stick with me, because in just a moment, I'll show you 3 essential vitamins that can change everything. But first, let's pull back the curtain on the real biology behind your slowdown. Let's get honest. Aging is natural, but weakness is not. You were not born to fade, you were born to evolve. The problem? Most men don't know what's happening inside their bodies after 60, and when they do feel it, they blame themselves. Or worse, they give up. But here's the truth. Your testosterone levels begin declining at about 1% per year after 30. By the time you're 70, they may have dropped by over 30%, and that's not just about sex. It affects your muscles, memory, metabolism, and motivation. Combine that with reduced blood circulation, caused by aging arteries, poor sleep, chronic stress and inflammation, and your body isn't firing on all cylinders. And what happens then? You get men like Tom, 76, who came into my office last month and whispered, "I haven't had a morning erection in 2 years, and I didn't even realize how much that bothered me until I said it out loud." He wasn't broken, he was depleted, and no one ever told him how much nutritional deficiencies affect his performance. Here's what research tells us. A Harvard study found that low levels of vitamin D are directly linked to poor vascular health and sexual performance. So, Tufts University reported that up to 20% of adults over 60 are clinically deficient in vitamin B12, which is critical for brain function and energy. And a study from Zagreb University found that magnesium and vitamin E play a vital role in maintaining free testosterone levels in older men. So when you say, "I'm just getting old," what you might really be saying is, "I haven't been fed what my body needs." That's not aging, that's malnourishment. The good news? It's fixable. In the next section, I'll break down the 3 essential vitamins every man over 60 must understand, and how to start rebuilding your energy from the inside out. But before we go there, I want to hear from you. What's been your biggest frustration with your body lately? Drop it in the comments. No shame, no judgment, because if you don't name it, you can't heal it. Let's change that. together. Let me tell you about John. He's 67, married for over 35 years, used to work construction. Strong, sturdy, the kind of man who never asked for help. But when he came into my clinic, he looked down and said, "I just don't feel like myself anymore, doc." His hands shook slightly as he spoke. He hadn't had sex with his wife in over a year. His energy was gone by noon. He had trouble finishing sentences, and worst of all, he felt ashamed, like it was his fault. "I used to be the guy who carried 2 toolboxes at once," he told me. "Now I can't even carry a conversation without losing my train of thought." John thought he was just getting old. But what we found changed everything. His vitamin D levels were dangerously low. B12? Nearly non-existent. His testosterone? Bottom 10th percentile for his age group. I asked him, "How often are you outside?" He laughed. "Not much. I watch TV, nap, repeat." So, we started small. We added a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, got him outside for 20 minutes of morning sun each day, cleaned up his diet, started low-dose B12 injections weekly, and we waited. 2 weeks in, his energy was up. 4 weeks later, he was walking 2 miles every morning. 6 weeks in, he sat in my office smiling. "I woke up this morning with an erection," he said, almost whispering, "and my wife cried. Happy tears. This isn't magic. It's biology. It's about giving your body what it's been starving for." John didn't take testosterone injections. He didn't buy sketchy supplements from late-night TV. He gave his body the basic tools it needed to repair itself. Let me ask you, how long have you felt off but said nothing? How much of your life have you silently surrendered because you thought this was just normal aging? It's not too late, not even close. Picture this. You're standing in your kitchen. You've had coffee, maybe even slept 8 hours, but you still feel like your body's made of wet cement, slow, heavy, disengaged. Could it be aging? Maybe, but in over 60% of the men I work with, it's something far more basic, a vitamin D deficiency. Let's break it down. Vitamin D isn't just about bones or immunity, it plays a critical role in blood flow, hormone production, and yes, sexual function. Here's how it works. Vitamin D boosts your body's ability to produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and helps blood reach all the places it's supposed to go, including your heart, your brain, and yes, your erections. A Harvard study found that men with optimal vitamin D levels had significantly higher testosterone and better erection quality. Another study from the Journal of Sexual Medicine showed that vitamin D deficiency is directly correlated with erectile dysfunction, even in otherwise healthy men. This isn't fluff. This is clinical data. So, if your energy feels low, if your libido is gone, if you haven't had a strong morning erection in months or even years, you need to look at your vitamin D levels. Here's how to fix it. Get tested. Ask your doctor for a simple 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. Aim for sunlight. Get 15 to 20 minutes of morning sun, ideally without sunscreen, at least 5 days a week. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. That means wild salmon, sardines, egg yolks, and fortified dairy. Supplement smart. Look for vitamin D3 with K2. The combo helps with absorption and supports heart health. And here's something powerful. Many of my patients report not just more energy, but also more confidence, more motivation, and, yes, better performance in bed after just 4 weeks of boosting vitamin D. Because when blood flows freely, you feel alive again. Tell me, have you ever had your vitamin D tested? Type yes or no in the comments, and if you've ever felt like your body is slowing down faster than it should, don't wait. Start with this one simple shift. In the next section, we'll look at the second essential vitamin, the one that fuels your nervous system, your stamina, and your mental clarity, vitamin B12, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually checked your vitamin D levels? Not guessed, not assumed, not said, I get sun sometimes. Actually looked at the numbers? Because here's the kicker. Even men who live in sunny climates can be deficient. Why? Because age, body fat, medications, and gut absorption all mess with how your body stores vitamin D. Tom, 76, lives in Arizona. Plays golf 3 times a week. You'd think he'd have plenty of sunlight, right? But when we tested his blood, his vitamin D was 23 gs/ml. That's barely above deficiency. And guess what else was going on? He had 0 morning erections, no drive for intimacy, a constant feeling of being tired but wired. His wife described it perfectly. He's here, but it's like he's not with me anymore. That's not just physical. That's emotional disconnection caused by real, measurable imbalances. So, I'll ask you again. Have you had your vitamin D checked in the last year? Drop a comment right now, yes if you've tested it, or no if it's never crossed your mind. Let's get real with each other. Let's stop normalizing numbness. Because here's the truth. If your vitamin D is low, your body is running on half power. It's like trying to start a fire with wet wood. There's friction, but no flame. And you deserve more than that. You deserve the energy to say yes to life again. Yes to touch. Yes to laughter. Yes to feeling present and powerful in your body. So take the test. Not because you're broken, but because your biology might just need a reset. And now, let's move to a vitamin that almost every man over 60 is missing, even if he eats healthy. Let's talk about the spark. That inner fire that lets you jump out of bed, speak clearly, focus deeply, and go the distance, whether it's in conversation, at the gym, or under the sheets. That spark has a name, vitamin B12. And if it's missing, so is your vitality. B12 is what I call the neural fuel of your body. It powers your brain, nerves, red blood cells, and energy metabolism. And without it, you're not running, you're limping. Let me tell you about Harvey, 69. He was an accountant, always sharp. But he came in saying, I feel like I'm underwater. I forget names. I fall asleep during the day. And intimacy? Gone. His wife thought he was slipping into early dementia. But I knew better. We ran labs. His B12 level was 192 pg/ml. That's barely enough to function, and way below optimal. Here's what most people don't know. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food drops dramatically. Your stomach produces less acid, which means even if you're eating meat, eggs, or dairy, you might still be deficient. So what does low B12 actually feel like? Fatigue even after 8 hours of sleep, brain fog, forgetfulness, trouble focusing, tingling or numbness in your hands or feet. Low stamina, physically and sexually, a vague sinking feeling that you're not quite yourself. Sound familiar? You are not crazy, you are not lazy, you are likely underfueled. The Tufts University study I often cite showed that over 20% of people over 60 have a B12 deficiency, and most have no idea. So what can you do? Get tested. Ask for a serum B12 test, and don't settle for normal. Optimal is around 500, 800 pg/ml. Eat rich foods. Grass-fed beef, chicken, eggs, sardines, and dairy. Use methylcobalamin supplements, the most absorbable form. If levels are very low, talk to your doctor about weekly B12 injections. Harvey started B12 injections, and within 3 weeks he said, I feel like someone turned the lights back on in my brain. Even his wife noticed. He's joking again, touching me again, his eyes are brighter. That's the power of giving your nervous system what it needs. So let me ask you, do you ever feel like you're running on empty? Drop the word energy in the comments if you've been there, because we've got more to rebuild. In the next section, we'll talk about the circulation vitamin, the one most men forget, but that makes all the difference in the bedroom, the gym, and the mirror. That's right, vitamin E. And if you're over 60, this one could be a game changer. Let's bust one of the biggest lies aging men have been told. You might be thinking, but Dr. Laura, I eat plenty of meat, eggs, cheese. I've got my B12 covered, right? Wrong, that's what Tony, 71, thought too. He loved his Sunday steak, had eggs every morning, but he came to me feeling totally burned out. My hands go numb sometimes, he said. I fall asleep during my favorite shows. And honestly, I can't finish during sex. I don't know what's happening to me. So we ran his labs. His B12 was 211. His testosterone? Also low. His blood pressure? Climbing. He shook his head. How is this possible? I eat right, Here's how. After 60, your stomach lining produces less hydrochloric acid, and without it, you can't extract B12 from food effectively. It's like pouring premium gas into a car with a clogged fuel line. You're putting the right stuff in, but your body isn't absorbing it. This isn't about what you eat, it's about what your body can use. That's why so many men, despite eating well, still walk around, foggy, sluggish, emotionally flat, and deeply disconnected from their own vitality. And here's the other thing no one talks about. Even a slight deficiency in B12, D, or magnesium can drop your free testosterone, the type of testosterone your body can actually use. So just because your total testosterone is normal, doesn't mean you feel strong, sexual, or focused. That's why I'm telling you this. If you're over 60 and feeling off, don't guess, test. And stop assuming that food alone is enough. Supplementation isn't about weakness, it's about precision. So tell me in the comments, have you ever taken a supplement and felt a difference? What was it? Drop your answers below, we learn from each other here. And now, let's dive into the vitamin that changes everything when it comes to blood flow, hormone balance, and, yes, your erections. Underscore 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 underscore. Section 8. Vitamin E3. Vitamin E, the ultimate circulation booster. Let's talk about your circulation, not just for your heart, not just for your brain, but for every part of you that craves blood flow and vitality. Because if blood can't flow, then energy can't rise, pleasure can't build, and your confidence, it stays stuck in neutral. This is where vitamin E comes in. Known as the fertility vitamin, vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that supports 3 things every man over 60 needs: healthy blood vessels, strong erections, stable testosterone levels. Let me show you how it works. First, vitamin E protects your blood vessels from oxidative damage. This means they stay flexible and open, so oxygen-rich blood can move where it needs to fast. If you've been experiencing weak or disappearing erections, cold hands or feet, that flatline feeling in intimacy, there's a good chance your vascular system is part of the problem. Second, vitamin E reduces inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the slow killer. It damages your heart, prostate, and yes, your sexual performance. Global performance. Third, vitamin E supports testosterone production. A 2014 study published in the journal Biomed Research International showed that men with optimal vitamin E intake had significantly higher testosterone levels than those who were deficient. And here's a real-world example. Leon, 64, was taking blood pressure meds. He thought his ED was just a side effect of aging and medication. We added vitamin E-rich foods, a 400 IU mixed tocopherol supplement, and encouraged him to reduce sugar and processed oils. Within 5 weeks he reported firmer erections, more emotional connection with his wife, and a newfound joy in physical touch. He said, "It's like the lights came back on in my bedroom." Here's how you can increase vitamin E starting today. Snack on almonds, sunflower seeds, and hazelnuts. Use extra virgin olive oil instead of vegetable oils. Eat leafy greens like spinach, Swiss chard, and kale. Look for natural mixed tocopherol supplements, not just synthetic alpha tocopherol. And just like with B12 and D, get tested. Don't assume, verify. Just thrive. So here's my question for you. What's your current daily source of vitamin E, if any? Do you think you're getting enough? Type vitality in the comments if you're ready to take your circulation seriously. Because nothing flows in your life if your blood doesn't. And now that we've covered the 3 foundational vitamins, we need to talk about what ties them together. Your lifestyle, your stress levels, your sleep, your daily habits that either fuel your fire or slowly put it out. That's next. Let's pause. You've heard the science. You've seen the stories. You've learned what your body has been missing. But let me ask you something deeper. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Not just pain-free. Not just managing, I mean fully in your body, alert, energized, confident, and present. For many men over 60, it's been a long time. And if that's you, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You're just unfed, undercharged, and likely emotionally malnourished. You've spent decades giving to others, to your career, to your family, to expectations, and somewhere in the noise you forgot that your body is still yours, still sacred, still capable, still worthy of pleasure, connection, and power. Erections aren't just about sex. They're a vital sign, a signal of blood flow, hormone balance, and emotional health. And when men lose that connection, not just to their sexual function, but to their sense of embodiment, they start to fade. Not because of age, but because they've stopped feeling. I see it all the time. Men who stop initiating touch. Men who sit in the corner at family gatherings half awake. Men who say things like, "I just don't care anymore," when I know they do, deeply. But here's the thing. You can care again, you can feel again, and yes, you can heal, biologically and emotionally. It starts with one belief. You deserve to feel alive again. You deserve to walk into a room and feel grounded, to look at your partner and feel desire, to wake up with energy, not dread, to enjoy your own skin. So I want to challenge you. Put your hand over your heart right now, close your eyes, and say this to yourself. My age does not define my vitality. I get to choose who I am becoming. Then, open your eyes. Because now we build. Now we put the pieces together.